the officers can refer to, the supervisors can use to remind officers when they're mentoring them of the guiding principles, and when we have issues. My former agency, if we would have issues that may not be covered in policy, we can't policy away every single decision that an officer makes, but if we can remind them to think about the core values when they're making that decision, that usually helps them. So I've reached out to my staff. In 2 weeks, we have an entire staff meeting where the entire department gets together. We try to do that once a year where they're going to provide some. I can read a few of the ones that the supervisors have come up with. Some of them are redundant from what's in the mission statement, but partnership, engagement, selflessness, inspire change, consistency, procedural justice, trauma-informed, impartiality, respect, responsibility, readiness, inclusive, welcoming culture. Those are just a few examples. And if you were to Google any major police department, you would be able to find what other departments do. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, but I want to get something that represents our community and what the community expects. And I thought, what better of an organization than the Community Police Review Board to help provide input on that. So if it's kind of an assignment for you guys, I feel bad giving you guys homework, but if you could, over the next month, think about some things that you want to see represented in our core values, and I will come back again and share some of the other ideas that more of our staff members come up with. And over the course of the next few months, I'd like to get that whittled down so we can have something that we can all be proud of and feel like it does represent our community and how our community wants our core values to look like.
Good. No feedback?
Well, I just kind of sprung it on you. I don't expect a full list today, but I got probably 25 here. I didn't read you guys the entire list, but just to give you an idea. And I would be curious to see what feedback you have, and then in the coming months, I'll count on you guys to help me whittle it down a little more and run it by you before we make any final decisions.
Okay, thank you.
That's good.
Okay, we now have old business. Discussion of the community forum. And I'm going to hand that to Tiff.
You are. Okay. Well, in your packet there was the items. Amanda, we're going to. Are you sure?
I'll go back to my little more comfortable back here.
Sorry, thank you.
Kids table.
It was a good one while it lasted.
Thank you. Okay, so the main thing, I guess, was just to review the flyer and make sure that it looks okay for the community forum. But the big one is, I guess, we need to pick a topic for the community forum. I think I wasn't here, but last year it was just general information. I think, in fact, last year was titled Communicating with the CPRB, Who Are We and What We Do. Who we are and what we do. I honestly thought that was every time, every community forum, but Kelly tells me it's not, that there's usually a topic. Like I think a couple years ago, I don't know, maybe it was at the mental health liaison from your department maybe or getting one, or I don't know.
That could have been 2 years ago.
2
I
years
was
ago.
very new, so it was kind of a meet the chief type of deal.
I knew, okay. So so every year it's something different. So you as a board need to decide what that is tonight.
So that's 2 homework things.
No, this is not
No,
homework.
this
This is right now.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a schedule that media releases go out and so on, and that starts tomorrow. So we need to come up with a topic for that.
Is that, I don't think that's required in the ordinance, so is that just something that's a matter of practice we've always done, and that's why we do it now?
I guess so. Like I said, I thought this part about, who we are and what we do was just standard. Like Kelly stopped me and said, well, no, you need to have a topic, so I wonder if it is.
Well,
just-
I'm looking at this, what we have right here, and I think that pretty much hits on the head what we do. Can we vote to just have that be a standard topic? Is there anything that we just have to have a new topic every year?
I don't think there's anything that requires you to pick a topic for each forum. So
Okay,
if you don't want to select a topic, you don't have to. If you want to, that's fine too. But I don't think you're required to do that.
When's the meeting again, sorry?
this one is
April 20th.
April
Why don't
20th.
we have like core values, talk about core values, since that's something, you know, the police chief wants, and I think it'd be a good idea to get community input. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay,
I'll agree with what Olga said, leave it open since it is open, and so that whoever is there does not have to discuss core value or anything else. They discuss whatever their concern are
Right.
with the police, so it's wide
And-
open. The topic is of what we do, and really listening to the community.
right. The topic is actually just for
Us.
you to discuss, or not discuss, but to present. The community is going to be able to talk about what they want to anyway. I mean, it doesn't restrict them to talk about what this is, but, so whatever,
I think if you put a title on it, that only people who are interested in that particular subject might respond. Yes.
Good.
I was just agreeing.
Whatever Orville says, basically is saying to the community, we're here to listen to you. So here's what we do. We can discuss it, but this is what we do. And if you have some input, that's an opportunity for you to give us some input.
okay,
So discussing what we do is probably a lot more helpful to the community because they may not know what we actually do.
okay. So does everybody agree just to leave it at communicating with the CPRB who we are and what we do?
Yeah.
I think now in the future, if something comes up and we got a burning topic that we
Yeah.
need to focus on, then we could just make that our topic
Okay.
for that year.
Okay. And then my only question, and I'm fine with the 5:30 time, but in looking at past meetings, they were at 6 PM. Is there any reason other than maybe giving the public more time to get there after work and so on? But is 5:30 okay with all of you, or what are your thoughts?
Do you want to make it
Anybody?
later, is that what you were thinking?
I don't want to
6:30?
do anything, I'm just.
No, I mean, I was wondering if that was
It's
your
just,
thought.
it's been 6 o'clock in the
I think,
past.
yeah, at least,
I
yeah.
think last year I actually had requested to be pushed back to 6 because at that time I was working until 5:30, but I'm only working until 5
Okay,
now.
I like 5:30,
okay.
yeah.
We'll leave it at that. I don't think there's anything else on there that we need to.
That gives
So is this the
people
first
time
one
to-
that's not on Zoom since
It
COVID
is.
hit?
Since I've been on the
Yes, it
board,
is.
yeah,
Yep.
that's exciting.
Okay,
So it's staying at 5:30?
5:30, it'll stay at 5:30. Yep.
That's good, because that gives people time to come and see what's going on and go home and eat.
Well, there you go.
What if you take this section here
Uh-huh.
and move it up?
Okay, so move it like above that.
Yeah, because I don't want somebody to read this part first and think, oh, the date of the meeting is April 10th. Because if somebody's not
You are
reading it that
correct.
closely,
Yep,
so
Good
the first
idea.
date I think should be the date of the
Yeah.
meeting.
okay,
Yeah.
good idea.
Maybe even in a larger font. I
Yep.
guess it is a
Yeah.
little bit bigger than April 10th.
Maybe even towards, yeah, right under the,
Yeah, well, it's more visible.
maybe under the title. Okay, I will work on that.
Put a little arrow there, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so we reviewed the draft forum,
And
and
we,
we've decided that we're not gonna, that we're gonna keep the
Yeah.
Okay, great. Do we need to vote on anything for that?
I don't think so.
Great, moving on. Number 5 is the public comment of items not on the agenda.
That's you.
All right.
And that was a lovely speech.
Okay, board information. Does anyone have information they want to share, or if they would like to add it to new business items on the next agenda?
Doesn't, Luke's kind of quiet too.
Yeah. All right. So nobody has anything on the board they want to
Is
discuss?
that the time? Is this the time I could make that statement?
I think you would make that now, yes,
Yes.
to add it to the agenda for next meeting.
The statement that I'd like to make is that a number of cases, or at least a few cases that have come up, should have been handled a lot earlier had we had city staff officials handle the case better. I'm trying to be careful not to mention any particular case on the advice of my lawyer. So
You're doing good so far.
Okay. I'll get a zap. When someone gets arrested or stopped by the police 3 or 4 times a night, or in the course of 50 to 100 times, there's something wrong with the system. Whether it's social workers or whatever staff for the city is supposed to handle that, that person should not be on the street posing danger to a number of people and basically dumped on citizens, and lastly on the police.
Because
It should have been handled a lot earlier. There should have been some intervention a lot earlier.
Okay, let me step in right now, okay? We can't discuss that tonight. So he's just suggesting that that topic be added to the agenda for the next meeting.
So I guess what I need is how to title that topic. Just,
Early intervention?
Failure of a city staff
what's that?
to intervene with potential problems.
How about early intervention on potential problems? Maybe that sounds like really neutral.
You don't know there's a problem until it exists.
You know, how to prevent repeat violations, maybe.
We know what factors tend to lead to problems. There's a lot of data on that.
be interesting when we have that on the agenda so we can discuss it and get to the meat of it.
Prevention of, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Repeat violations.
Repeat violations.
And that's why I'm glad we have you, Pat. Smart choice.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any information?
I don't.
Okay.
So, you know, when we discuss that, it'll be nice if we have some examples, you know, in terms of exactly what you're thinking about and what we really need to focus on.
Yeah, again, my caution is we can't talk about
No.
prior complaints.
Can I add something to the next agenda?
Yes.
We've recently hired a new, or
promoted a person into the professional standards position, and that'll be the position that predominantly does the internal investigation. Prior to that position, it would either be done by one of our operations captains or the watch lieutenants. So now it'll be a more standardized process. I think it's a good idea to bring him in here so you guys get a chance to talk to him.
Okay, and he's the professional standards.
Yeah, Lieutenant Jeff Fink is his name.
It's been here a long time.
He has. Yeah.
And so professional standards, is that it? Or
That's-
is there
that's
like
his-
officer, or is there?
He's a lieutenant.
He-
Yeah.
okay,
So it's
so-
Lieutenant Jeff Fink, and his position is professional standards.
Gotcha, okay.
Like in bigger departments, it might be called an internal affairs division.
Oh,
We
sure.
have for a division of that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I would like added, I'm not sure what to call it, the report that we get for arrests or interaction with the public. It comes out and it tells Officer 1 and it tells what the problem was and how it was resolved. And then when it's in the note, I've only seen it one time, but this time, it doesn't describe what was sustained, and it is like just a normal arrest.
Talking about the use of force report?
Pardon me?
Are you talking about the use of force report?
Yes. But
That would be a great question for Lieutenant Fink, because we're revamping those. Those are not easily, the narrative is in the thing. So we're revamping that, and he would certainly, and I would appreciate your feedback on that, because you guys are our main consumers of that, so.
So you're wanting to know if an arrest resulted for each of the incidents?
pardon?
You're wanting to know if there was an arrest for each of those incidents?
No, I'm talking about the report we get
It might be.
like this.
Yeah.
That's the use of force.
Oh, that's use of force, okay.
But there is supposed to be an investigation into every use of force
Sure.
report, right? And the fact that we don't have that information, is that what you're referring to?
oh gosh, we can't talk about it now.
Well, I can just list it as use of force report discussion.
Okay, okay.
Anybody else before?
Okay. We're looking at the tentative meeting schedule. Does anyone have a problem with any of those times?
Works for me.
I probably won't be here in May. I'll be in Ireland, so.
In Ireland, you can't phone in very well.
No, I can't. I mean, I could, but I won't.
My sister-in-law's going to Ireland. I don't think it run that time, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We're gonna leave April 26th, and
Nice.
maybe I'll stay there. Maybe I won't be back.
Don't get hit on the shillelagh by a leprechaun.
No. Sure it'll be something else.
All right, if there's no conflict,
Move on to item 9.
I move that we adjourn to executive session.
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Good, we're moving into executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And recording stopped?
Recording is started.
Oh, started again, I'm sorry. Okay. So we need a motion to accept the CPRD report 2210 and forward to City Council.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, roll call.
Right. McConnell,
Yes.
Nekis,
Yes.
Remington,
Yes.
Townsend,
Yes.
Vanderbeck,
Yes.
Downing.
Yes.
And you don't need to do anything with 11 and 12, so you can,
Okay, I don't need to.
no. Sorry, I really messed you up this time. So, we are at the adjournment.
Okay,
So moved to adjourn.
all right,
Second.
all right.